John is vice master of the jinn. He entices you with music and pleasure seeking. People blindly allow themselves to be seduced by John and exchange their souls for power. Music has become a great part of the American and European culture, not the type of music that can help you, but that does more harm than good. Music today is composed of computerized electronic sounds, known as disco, club, rock, country, pop, hip-hop, rap, etc. Negroids are being led astray by this type of music. Electronic music destroys the nervous system and puts you out of tune with your creator. The universe was created on harmonics. Because of this new type of computerized music, such as technotronics, your brain cells are burning out faster. Thus, music will eventually kill you if you do not let it go. You once used to vibrate on a frequency that linked you with the Oversoul. The all-encompassing tone, which had no limits. The medium to the source whose love cannot be contained, for it is ever boundless. It is the sacred sound of Om, the sound of the ancient mystics. Music back then was in sync, or what you would call in tune, with the planet, and it still is. Mother Earth hums and breathes, she, Gaia, is alive. As Adama, ground, you are her children, you are a part of her, thus you should naturally make the same sounds. Music used to be natural, it was more organic. Meaning when you would hear the sound of the beating drum, you knew the sound the drum made. Duff, duff, that's what it sounds like. It's natural, it's music, from the Yoruba tribes throughout Africa, to the Negroids in the Sudan. Then you have voices, tambourines, organs, etc. Now you have what is called bands, and you wonder why it went from natural to synthetic sounds. Why? I'll tell you why, for the elimination of your species. They want to eliminate human life as you know it. Also, extraterrestrials can occupy your space on the planet Earth. Frightening, isn't it? Well, it's going to get more frightening than this. They, the evil malevolent beings, took it away from you. You see, your bodies were in tune, in harmony, in rhythm with every beat, and oftentimes your ancestors used their bodies as instruments. The beat of the chest or the clapping of the hands, the shuffling of feet or just slapping the thighs created exciting body percussion. This is how your ancient ancestors were in tune with the music of the earth. Now you may be saying, I've never seen this, I'm not sure I know what you mean. What I mean is everyone's body is vibrating on a certain tone, one of the 7 notes on the scale of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This vibration is detectable and linked into the brain waves. After the year 1925 AD, the grid of sound or vibration of music had changed from vibration on the middle C, 8th octave to A 440. By this I mean the musical note A has a frequency of 440 Hz or cycles per second on the 5th octave. 440 Hz is a unit of frequency in the centimeter gram second system, which is 1 cycle per second. Since this telepathic influence, the musical instruments, such as the piano, have been tuned to A 440, which is 55 times what it should be, and it has been sped up since the year 1945 AD to 442 Hz and 443 Hz. By speeding up music, it sped up time. Why was this done? To be able to accept extraterrestrials. In 1953 AD they could not live here because of the vibrating tune of the beings who lived here. So for them to come and stay here, they gave the Pale Man the time machines and a mind control machine that they showed them in 1943 AD. They said they would return in 1953 AD to stay here, but humans would have to change the tone and frequency of this planet, so they did it. This was being done by malevolent beings who telepathically influenced the minds of composers who put money and wealth in front of what was once the natural sound of the universe. The planet Earth is vibrating with a biorhythm of 8, which is very soothing to the body. It would be the note of C. Everything is now on the A note. What human beings are supposed to be vibrating on is middle C. Disturbing the vibration has caused the insanity that plagues the world today that will further lead humans down on the path to destruction. They took an altered sound, changed music from primitive sound up to A in the 5th octave. They took drums and put them in the 5th octave. A was a part of the 4th octave, which is middle C. It had the ability, musically, to move you interdimensionally in the 3rd and 4th dimensions of emotions. Some of these dimensions are telepathically influenced by negative beings who moved you up to the 5th octave because that's where they vibrate. In the year 1953 AD, sound waves were moved up. They altered sound and rhythm, and that's when all the natural instruments were removed and the imitation and artificial sounds replaced them. They made it real convenient for beings on a higher vibrational level to come in because of the dimensional shift in 1953 AD. Now it got away from them, and from then to now the music is getting faster and faster. The children are killing each other, dancing in madness. You have all fake music and they can't even control it. When you hear a redundant beat in music, your body gets caught up in a spellbound trance. While musicians spend time on sampling beats, your body gets caught in the spell of it. You open up and then beings go in and can travel on A. They travel and vibrate on that level. These beings are all moving on sound waves. They travel straight down through the headphone wires into your heart. There are legions of demons, they can vibrate on each note, and on each note can be a different demon or legions of them. Remember, they're all vibrating on sound. The beat opens you up, they are walk-ins, and in the music business they are called crawl-ins, they work off emotions. Two of the spirits that walk into people through music are Pan and Midas. People pass out at rock concerts because they are possessed by these evil spirits. The American Heritage Dictionary lists the following entries for these two spirits. Midas, the fabled king of Phrygia to whom Dionysus gave the power of turning to gold all that he touched. Latin Midas, from Greek. Pan, Greek mythology. The god of woods, fields, and flocks, having a human torso and head with a goat's legs, horns, and ears. Middle English, from Latin pan, from Greek pan. So listening to music which can invoke the evil spirit of the Pan and King Midas, you also invoke the spirit of the god of wine Dionysus and all of the energies that accompany him, orgiastic rites, intoxication, drunkenness, and licentiousness. Sound familiar? Intoxication and licentiousness are things that you see in clubs, at modern-day bacchanalias, places with sexually provocative clothing, dancing and song lyrics in an environment with an abundance of alcoholic beverages and always with loud music. The principalities know what they are doing by using music to invoke these evil spirits, which will lead to the destruction of many, and the claiming of many souls by the devil. The devil wants to use music that will promote walk-ins of these evil spirits to possess you and execute the immoral acts of their ancestors. Through music, they leave you vulnerable to the note of A in the 5th octave to those beings who are vibrating on that level. You came up to that level. Once your nervous system takes control, then you are working off emotions, you are opening your centers. Jan also shows up in dogs, especially dogs such as the bull terrier, and often in other animals. He also presents himself as a monster in nightmares. Jan can walk in the form of man and woman, possessing complete personalities. Jan is transformed, like cursed men, into monsters, goats, sheep, bullock, donkeys, horses, camels, cats, jackals, frogs, snakes and many more. Jan readily attacks newborn babies, newly circumcised male children, women who have just given birth to a child, pregnant and menstruating women. The word Jan is mentioned in the Noble's Quran 23 times. Some of the places that this word appears in the Noble's Quran are chapters 5-3, 663, 789, 1527, 1789, 1952, 2080, 2328, 2710, 2829, 2831, and in the Holy Bible 3 times as the word jinn, which translates in Hebrew as moksh meaning a trap and pak meaning a trap, source or agent of calamity, Job 19:9, Isaiah 8:14, Amos 3:5, and twice as the word jinns, Psalm 145, 141-9. The evil reptilian has subliminally placed his name within certain English words. For instance, jinn, jen, the following words are homonymous with jinn, alcohol, gentleman, genius, jeans, gene-narrow, pregnant, root word genie. These are just a few names that contain one of the names of the evil reptilian. 1. Devlian, Devlin, Devilin, Devon, Devo, a rock group, Devil. 2. Genite, Jennifer, Jennings, Jenna, Jeanette, Jenita, Jean, Eugene, Jin. 3. Desmond, Demond, Damon, Damien, Damien, Demon. 4. Alfred, Alfreda, Ifrit. 5. Ghoul, Ghoul, Gul. 6. Sybil, Sybil. 7. Janet, Jan, Janice, Jan. 8. Merlin. 9. Louise Cypher, Lucille, Lucifer. 10. Santana, Santa Satan. 11. Helene, Helen, Hell. 12. Evelyn, Evelyn, Elvis, Evil. 13. Bella Abzug, Beelzebub. 14. Nick, Nicholas, Nickelodeon. 15. Balan, Baal. 16. Demetrius, Demon. 17. Kiss, Knights in Satanic Service. 18. Natasha, Natas, Satan, Shaitan. Shaitan, physical race of jinn, Paleman. This race is the Canaanites, who are the offspring of Kenan, Canaan, Canaan, Labana, son of Ham, Ham. They are the physical manifestation of the devil, Samael, Iblis, Diabolus. The word Shaitan is mentioned in the Noble's Quran 70 times. The word Shaitan appears in the Holy Bible 49 times as the word Satan. Marid demons, they are considered to be the most powerful and most rebellious race of jinn. This tribe of jinn possesses a glaring amber color. The word Marid is mentioned in the Noble's Quran 1 time, chapter 37-7. Jiniya are female jinn, seductresses, whores, witches, and the like. Jiniya entice men to have sexual intercourse, and then kill them. Quite often she will drive them mad. She may take any form of a woman, from a righteous Muslim woman to a prostitute. The word Jiniya is mentioned in the Noble's Quran one time, chapter 114-6. This woman is found in the Holy Bible as the mystery, the mother of harlots in Revelation 17-7. Ifrit are giant jinn, a powerful evil genius. They are considered to be malicious beings who manifest themselves through ghosts of wicked, dead people. This is the race of jinn that were cast to earth before the Prophet Kadmon, Zakar, Adam physical composition. The Ifrit are a class of jinn that are very vicious giants. The word Ifrit is mentioned in the Noble's Quran one time, chapter 27-39. They are mentioned in the Holy Bible 9 times as Anakim, the Anakites, along with the Zuzims, Genesis 14:5, and the Amims, Genesis 14:5, are all giants of the serpent seed. Imim in Hebrew translates as Emim meaning terror. Anakim translates in as Anakik meaning long-necked, Zuzim translates as Zuzims, meaning roving creatures, and Raphaim translates as Raphaim coming from Rapha meaning to make healthful. The Anakim are in the bloodline of Kadmon, Zakar, Adam. Lilith, the mother of Kadmon, Zakar, Adam was a Gibborim. The Gibborim were the result of the breeding of agreeable pygmies and the disagreeable Cuthites, Anakites. Anakites are also known as the Nephilim or the Rephaims mentioned in Genesis 15:20 and 2 Samuel 5:18. As the son of Elohim, gods, judges, Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa al-Masih, Jesus the Messiah Christ came in the image of Elohim, gods, judges. His physical form is an example of perfection. Any deviations from this image seen in the physical form would be against the Elohim, gods, judges. Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa al-Masih, Jesus the Messiah Christ had 5 fingers and 5 toes. Anakites were evil beings that had 6 digits and they were from the land of Nod, present-day Uruk, Iraq. They were in the image of an ungodly being because they were physically not in the image of Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa al-Masih, Jesus the Messiah Christ, the son of Elohim, gods, judges. There are still descendants of the Anakims walking the earth today as evidenced by the existence of people with 6 fingers and toes. This serpent beguiles you into taking off your garments of the righteous and putting on the dress of the harlot. Eating all kinds of foods that are hazardous to your health. Bad computer games, bad music, and television. Placing your children and their minds into the hands of the palemen in day care centers, so they become programmed, and many, many more transgressions against El Elyon, the Most High. The truth is, the clothes that are worn today are incomplete garments. The book of Genesis refers to an incomplete garment as an apron, Genesis 3:7. Women are to dress themselves modestly according to 1 Timothy 2:9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array. Yet we see women with dyed hair, overly ornate hairstyles, short provocative clothing, even women who are supposedly Christians and adhering to the laws of the Holy Bible. They are being turned into harlots by this society to be used by the devil. Kadmon, Zakar, Adam, and Nekeba, Hawa, Eve clothed themselves inadequately after eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the garden eastward in Eden. Upon eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, Kadmon, Zakar, Adam, and Nekeba, Hawa, Eve acquired shame. They began to become aroused at the sight of each other's bodies, and the aprons that were sufficient up until that point were not adequate for beings that now had lustful thoughts and desires. So why did we take off the garb of the righteous? We changed our garb to fit the days and times that we are living in. It became too dangerous for us to walk around dressed in Ansar attire in a country where pale Muslims are under fire, because of the evil they are doing in the name of a Negroid religion, Islam. Ever since pale people got into Islam, you have all these Euro-Egyptians, Euro-Palestinians, Euro-Iraqians, Euro-Saudi Arabians, Euro-Algerians, Euro-Tunisians, Euro-Turks, and their evils. Although we are not associated in any way with the Euro-Arabs who are causing the problems, it was still too dangerous. So we changed our garb as we have done many times in the past to protect our women and children. I care more about my congregation than my ego.